Welcome to Kill Team Casuals, a podcast all about Kill Team filmed in 3 different time zones by 3 different gents. Sometimes we talk about wrestling, sometimes we talk about pineapples, and sometimes we talk about Kill Team. Enjoy.
Welcome back. We are here, as always, with your favorites. It's the Kill Team Casuals. It's the trio that, I don't know what rhymes with trio, but the first member of the team, it's Ben from Battle Brothers Tabletop.
Oh, that is me. Thank you, Reese, my good man. With whether people can see you or not, with the fattest stash I've ever seen in my life. And also pulling it off. And I'll drop this down, even though there's no reason to do a visual gag anymore. I'll drop this down to my good friend, Russ from GFN Gaming. Here you go.
And it just crushed me flat. And if you could see, you would know that it was just
the carnage.
Flattened. I opened it and a big old pie of just slapped in the face. And I'm going to scrape this pie off my face, chew it down, and then spit it over to Reese. A 3's to wound, baby.
There
you go.
That is still warm. Fantastic.
I think I can still see some in your mustache.
Yeah. Oh, I'm keeping it in there. That's what all the mustache is. It's just Russ chewed on poop.
Oh, God.
I'm glad this episode
This is the worst intro we've ever done.
On such a high note.
Thanks for nothing, Russ.
If you're new to the show, welcome. Hold on. Occasionally we will talk about Kill Team.
Don't hold your breath, though.
Yeah.
Don't be crazy. Don't be weird about it. Well, this has been an interesting week. I think we're going to kick off. Ben is a man of the news. He always has a finger on, in, or around the pulse. And his continued ascendance to godhood continues.
Oh my God.
Wow. With this latest news. Ben, I'm just going to step out of the way. As a humble acolyte, I'm going to step out of the way and let you take it from here. Ben,
okay.
Great one. Tell us.
Shut up, Reese.
Please tell us.
So when you're having...
What's it like to win, Ben?
I heard a rumor, if I can, that there's actually going to be, and I just want to say, I think I've heard this rumor. They are doing a special event in your honor where lucky people get to come and meet you and maybe play Kill Team, but that's secondary to actually seeing you.
Well, it's not just seeing. It's also, pledging. I wouldn't go that far, but it is.
Okay.
There might be some worship involved. I don't want to take it too far.
Obviously.
Back to reality. Anyways, this normal dude with 5K subscribers, like the littlest piddliest YouTuber on the planet. Anyways, so we have some exciting news today. Today, the day we're filming this, a video just dropped announcing that KTO 2023 Kill Team Open, the one event of the year that I make it a point to go to since last year. So, just the second year,
baby.
2 in a row, baby.
100%.
So I will be running the narrative campaign. It's a 2-day narrative campaign for Kill Team Open. And I'm really excited about it, guys. And even though I know you guys probably won't be able to make it to fly fly to America for this, I like to feel like your spirit will be with me.
You're not flying us out there.
Yeah, I thought what? I thought
hang on a sec,
Reese,
can you just pause the pod for a sec?
Hey, we're going to talk about this. I'm pretty upset.
Just pause that. Ben, for real though, we're not.
Guys,
you're not getting flown out.
You said
Level
I could carry your towel.
Yeah.
This is awkward on camera, guys.
In case you were glistening.
You said, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said it might get too heavy. People might lose their shit when they see me walking down the street. So you need someone to beat away the crowds. And I was beta number 1, unless beta number 1 means something else.
He said as needs arise. It was the term he used.
Okay. That's true.
He said depending on the beating would be dictated by what was happening at the time.
I heard beating and dick, but I don't know what's going on. But I was told I was getting flown out.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's off the table. That's off the table, just confirming.
Wow.
The yes and in me wants to continue this, but but the self-loathing part of myself cannot let this go any further. Okay.
I'll switch us back to recording. Hang on.
Switch us back on.
Okay. Thank goodness nobody had to hear that.
Tell us about this amazing narrative event, because it sounds pretty epic.
We're not bad at all.
Kill Team Open 2023, February in Baltimore, Maryland. This is President's Day weekend. I'll be doing the narrative campaign. It'll be a 2-day narrative campaign. Last year, it was either, day 1 was competitive, and day 2 had some narrative stuff going on. This time, there's a 2-day competitive and 2-day narrative campaign. So there's 32 spots. You can get your tickets at killteamopen.com. If that's not it, I'm sure we'll put a link in the description or something.
So it's officially twice as good already.
It's twice as good.
Yeah. It's already twice as good as it was last year. And it looked pretty damn good last year.
I had a great time.
It is in a mansion this year. Thank you, Reese. Yes, it is in a freaking mansion. A haunted mansion. Yes. Pretty cool. Yeah,
Ghosts
pretty rad.
Kill Team Past. I like
it. Wow. Yep. Yeah. And so, guys, it's going to be an Into the Dark campaign. It's going to be Warhammer meets Dead Space. If you ever played the Dead Space game, so it's going to be.
Yeah, loved them.
Think of Nurgle zombies in space, and with Kill Team, haunted space hulks and stuff. So it's going to be really cool. You can get your tickets there, and we have a really exciting announcement to make. Is that on this podcast? Listen in next week for the details. But in this podcast, we are going to be giving away a VIP package to Kill Team Open, which is very cool. It's $250, and I think it's something like it's way more than $250 value. You get some swag. You get your ticket to the narrative event. I'm going to pull up the details right now so I don't read it incorrectly. Also, what else we got going on? Hold on, let me pull up the details because I don't want to get it wrong.
That'd be
Here's
crazy.
what you get.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely crazy.
Tell them how they win, Ben.
Tell them how they win. Next week, we will tell you how to win because we don't want to rush this. Okay. I'm very prepared. I just wouldn't want to do a disservice to our listeners. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to do them a solid. There's going to be the finale of Legions of Rust in this episode. There's a lot happening. Okay.
It's true.
So
we've been prepping all week.
So with this, for $250, in addition to your narrative ticket, you get early registration. You also get access to your choice of either After Dark, which is Kill Team plus drinking plus fun, or a late night class. Included is also free admission to all the Squad Goals painting competition categories, as well as guaranteed shuttle service from the Hilton to the venue. All VIP packages grant you access to the VIP area of the event. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds cool. As well as a limited edition Kill Team Open t-shirt designed by Leviath Apparel. VIP holders get a unique VIP badge for the event, which gets you some cool perks at the event. So, very cool stuff, guys. We're going to be giving that away for free next week. We're going to tell you how to enter, and then it's going to be a good time. A lot of cool stuff going on. I've been talking a long time. I'm going to shut up. Very cool stuff.
What the email I got said there was something else. Did you get the same email?
You know what? I actually heard that for the lucky people who sign up for this, and let's be fair, this is not enough money for this privilege. You get to meet the one, the only, the man, the myth, the moist Ben Campbell in the flesh. You can touch him. Everything. Nothing's off limits.
Nothing is off limits. Yeah. So, guys,
get grabby.
Obviously, if you see me, guys, I hate this so much. I hate this. I hate both of you so much. Okay. So if there is a private meet and greet, but guys, if you see me there, come say hi. Let's talk about Kill Team. Let's hang out. But there is just a private hangout because the event will be pretty busy. This is just a designated time. So that's there if you want it. But also, if not, come say hi. Come give me a hug, a handshake, whatever you want. And let's talk Kill Team and. Yeah.
You get access to Ben with that VIP ticket. So if you do see him in flesh and you haven't paid and you go up and speak to him, just know that there will be a bill waiting for you when you get back to your room.
And you know what? At this private meet and greet, I will FaceTime both Reese and Russ, no matter what time of the day it is, and see if they pick up. You think I'm joking? I will. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. in the morning. I will FaceTime you guys. If they don't pick up, they don't pick up. But I will FaceTime them.
That's amazing, actually. I know you will.
I will. I absolutely will.
As much as I've loved giving you stick, Ben, this is actually very cool, and that is actually a very cool prize. We are riling you up, but that's very cool, and that is clearly one of the like. I love seeing that this event is growing and growing because it sounded like the last one from all the things, and by all reports, it was amazing. So very cool. It's going again, and that it's getting bigger and
it seems much from stride bigger.
To stride.
That like if you haven't checked out, go to Ben's. I probably just put it everywhere now, but go to Ben's YouTube channel and check out the video where he announces that he's part of the narrative campaign, and you'll see this amazing kind of promo reel, I guess, for it. And it looks, they're throwing so much.
Oh my gosh!
At this, it looks very, very schmick, if I may, Reese.
Very schmick.
It looks as good as your stash does. And if the people at home could see, they would know that is high praise. That is high praise. Yeah. No, it looks really cool.
And they're live streaming a lot of the top table games as well, or at least a lot of the competitive stuff, which is really, really cool. So for anyone who's got an interest or who can't make it, being able to even just watch those people at the top tables playing, you never know what you might learn. And the guys did a great job last year. They had it wasn't Glacial Geek was special guest commentator last year. So I'm not sure if that's happening this year, but that added a bit of personality and a bit of fun to it as well. So yeah, I said I will be tuning in, albeit all the way from the wrong time zone on the other side of the earth.
Yeah, and then also, guys, a narrative campaign. I think you'll be seeing a little bit of Reese and Russ, even though they're not there. You'll be seeing a little of them in spirit. So, and also maybe in potentially video form. That's all I'll say. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say.
This is news to me, and I like it.
Yeah, I yes. If they agree, you might be seeing them.
I don't know. Again, speaking of invoices, it's a pretty hefty fee.
That mustache adds a couple hundo on the.
I was going to say, I would
right now.
Boot me off and get Reese and his mustache in instead.
20-minute expose just for my mustache.
Extra credit. He definitely hits the credits.
Guys, we can't all be famous actors in our homeland, so it's a heavy burden that he carries. Yeah,
Russ does it so well too. He's very humble. You never hear him talk about it either, and that's what I find best.
I'm humble, very humble.
Humble. One thing we're going to move on from this because we've got coming up later in the show. People are going to be pretty excited. It's the ultimate. It's the finale of season 1 of Legions of Russ. So Ben and I have both been training all week.
Sure.
I have been working on season 2.
Really?
There's going to be a mini shakedown of the rules. I've been listening to. Yes, there'll be
nice.
We're doing like Games Workshop. We're doing seasons. So Legions of Russ seasons will kick off, and it'll be season 2, and we're going to shake the rules up slightly. I've been listening to the comments. I've been formulating my own ideas, and it's going to be a slight different rules update. The way we score things, the way things. Well, I won't spoil it. We're still in season 1. Let's not.
Oh, can you give us a little hint? Because I'm curious. Can you give us a little hinty hint?
Anti-doping, I'm assuming.
You're both going to be tested rigorously.
That's going to be a big problem.
That's going to be a problem. Yeah. Well, basically, I know it's something they mentioned at the beginning. I'm probably going to implement the. So if you basically a half guess without any clues is going to be worth the same as a full guess with clues. So basically, if it's 2 points, basically when no clues and you guess half of it, you get 1 point. And if it basically goes down to 1 point, so with clues, you get half a point for guessing it. So it's basically going to be, you get more for guessing it. I'll basically sum this up a lot better. But basically if you guess half of it with no clues, you get 1 point. And then if you continue to guess it without clues, you get another 1 point, but it doesn't go back up to 2 points. So it deducts the points from it. So it's going to be almost more important to get that guess out first.
More important to shoot from the hip. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna promote a shoot hippie, but there is also going to be.
Don't say penalty. Don't hit me with a penalty.
No, I wouldn't, because that would solely be punishing you, and that feels like aggressively anti-Ben. Because Reese basically Reese has like 3 shots in his chamber ready to go, and he's got like bad guess, half guess nails it. That's all he's got. But Ben has like an Uzi, and he's just like like that, and he just spraying everywhere. So I'm gonna
baby. Got me
I'm
this
debating a system where you can basically you get 3 guesses before the other person has to have a guess or pass. Basically, then you can get 3 guesses. So I'm debating it,
almost
just
like an
debating
action point.
Yes,
you've only got so many APL.
There was I've been chatting with a guy actually. I'll forget his name, but he's basically
you really care about our fans, Russ.
It's like R4K is his Discord, but I don't know
R2D2. Oh, okay, sure, that sounds believable.
Most of the conversations one way. He's like
and beeping.
Yeah, I don't have to wheel in another droid to translate 3PO annoys me. But yeah, like basically you have 3 shots in an Overwatch.
Ooh,
so you got 3 shots, and then it goes back to him. Then you get an Overwatch, and then basically it's fine tuning it. But definitely the point system is going to be slightly different.
Interesting.
I'm looking forward to it. That sounds
also,
very interesting.
If you are a fan of Legions of Rust and you want to submit your own riddle for the boys to go, we're going to have a section where it's going to be community riddles. However, when I ask for them, I'm gonna have to tailor the formula. I kind of the format I want them in, because obviously I'm gonna have to be able to explain them and give them hints. So we're gonna have it. We're gonna throw some community riddles in there as well for the boys. Yeah, so I'm gonna spice it up and add some new things to it. So we're gonna have community challenges coming through, and who knows, the Guestinental Cup might be changing as well. There might be some new spins coming through.
Is that because you won it now and you're like, it's all years now? I've taken the belt. I've retired.
I might. I don't know. I might come back in. I might play again. Who knows? I enjoyed winning.
Yeah. Now you've tasted it. You can't get enough.
I've tasted that sweat. I got swept away. But no, yeah, I think we'll spice it up just to keep things changing. But yeah, some changes coming from Legions of Rust. Hopefully for the better, most likely for the worse. But we'll roll with it.
That's exciting. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Obviously, I'm excited to win, and then I'm excited to change the format a bit so I can win in a new way. So that's very exciting.
Most of the rules are going to be to help you, Reese. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I've got you covered.
I feel like
I got the notes and the money that you sent me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all the beard trimmings that I sent you as well. I was like,
yes.
The offcuts.
They still keep coming off, but I'm getting a better glue.
Don't use
wood
plastic glue. Yeah, wood glue. That's well. Look, this is exciting. There's lots of cool stuff coming up. I want to talk about something that's already happened. We were having a very brief chat about this off camera. This is a new model release. It's not very necessarily Kill Team related, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
I think it's divided us. Not like in a big split way, not like. No. It's over, but I think this model's divided our views. So let's get into it.
I'm very passionate about my opinion here.
We've now seen the new Lord Solar Leontus, who's the
Australians are good at English.
We'll fix that in the edit. Yeah, you guys you'll sharpen that up a bit.
I'm gonna leave you out to dry. Thanks. Hang you out to dry with that one, yeah. In fact, I'm gonna add some pauses in there. It's gonna be Leon.
Could you ever wanna
that you could do anything? I should have read the name out loud. You know when you read something in your head quickly and your brain's like, we've got that. We'll talk about it later.
Time.
That's what happened
all the time.
But the new models come out, and I'm not going to lie. When I first saw it, I thought this was an Age of Sigmar reveal.
I did too. It took me a while to realize that it wasn't.
I was thinking about, like they've got the human team. Was it the Free Cities of Sigmar or whatever, which is kind of still the Empire troops. It's basically that, but maybe he's got a pistol on his hip, and the horse is a bit more robot.
Do you know what it is? I think it's the face and the head. Like that weird kind of like
the helmet, especially.
Thing. Yes,
the helmet. This model sucks. If this is the face,
I don't think it's terrible. Ben,
I think it sucks. I think if this is not the face of the Imperial Guard that I know.
No, that's 100%.
No, this you guys nailed it. This looks like an Age of Sigmar model, right? This guy's shiny, right? I need my Imperial Guard to be grimy. I think Russ, you said this. The paint job is an issue. You're definitely right. I also think the sculpt is wrong. This is just a really clean, like Imperial Guard are down and dirty and grimy. And I know that maybe the leader of it should be a little pomp and circumstance happening, but this is too much and too Sigmar, and I hate it.
Yeah, I think as we've been speaking, I actually realized that, when we were talking about it before, and I decided what I would do to fix this model, and because what I would do to fix this model would be converted heavily, I think I have to agree that it's not a good model. I was like, no, I really like it. It's a strong pose. If you change the head, if you paint it differently, but I was just sort of like, yeah, but if I'm changing it, it's not great. Right. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't like that it's a robot horse. I think it should be a real horse.
I think a cyborg horse would have been a good compromise.
You know what? Like they have the Mastiffs that have like robotic legs. I wouldn't be mad at that, but I'm just although like in the grim dark of the far future, a horse loses its leg and they don't just shoot it. Like, they go, let's just, you know what I mean? Like, that's a little bit unbelievable.
We gotta save this thing.
We gotta save this thing. Quickly graft this leg onto it. Oh, it got shot on the other leg. I get, do you just use a bike instead? No, this is slower and less maneuverable. So I get it. It's not great, but a real horse, because the robot horse.
I understand the aesthetic they're trying to go for. Like, it is that bit, I guess, the Imperial nobility aspect of, but I still feel it's a miss.
It is a bit of a miss.
It's not, I don't think all 40K has to be super, super grim, dark kind of thing, but it doesn't seem to have that edge to it. It doesn't have the edge that makes it a bit like all things that are even in 40K that are even meant to be a bit shiny and glorious are still a bit shit. There's still something, like I want to see a tank off the back of the horse. If it's a dead robot horse, I want to see like a tank with a brain in it or something,
Something like that.
Like there needs to be something that's a bit more macabre about this whole situation. And even him, I don't know. Yeah, it's just.
I don't like the powder blue outfit he's got on. I don't know what it is.
Agreed. Yeah. I feel like even if you paint it even if it's Militarum green though, that's still too clean. Like he's like sparkly clean. Like he's parade ready.
That gold. I think that's what it is. The gold makes him look like a Sigmarine, doesn't he? Like the Stormcast.
And I mean, that could also be what they were going for, though. Is also they're like, no, this guy's deliberately meant to be like a painting compared to the grimy.
That's true.
Line troopers. Yeah, so I can maybe see that, and that's it. It is. It's manufactured. Brilliance that because he's inspiring and they're making, and that's what they're.
That's it, isn't it? He's meant to be that I'm still alive. It's kind of like William the Conqueror, like here I am, I'm still alive. Fight with me, boys.
Like he's what the Imperium aspires to versus to be the dream, if you will.
That is a great point. I still think it's bad though.
So do I. I'm still not a fan.
Even if that was now what you said. I think is brilliant. Like this is like the propaganda version of what they think. Like I love that, but I feel like they still missed it. Like that would have been awesome if that's the intent. That's cool. Like I think that would have been like the perfect idea for this model. What you just said, but I just think they totally missed it. Like and for me, I'll say this: I think a lot of the Sigmar models miss for me personally.
Yes.
That's just, it's an opinion of mine that I know I'm probably wrong because people love those models. I think a lot of the Sigmar stuff is just not. It misses for me, and this is. I feel like the same guy who does the Sigmar stuff did this, and that's probably my problem with it.
It's probably a sculpt they didn't take for the Free Cities, and we're like, put an Aquila on him, and we're done.
Put a few bolts on the old horse,
and if Sigma knocked it back, you're not on the winner.
It's not. That's not such a crazy idea, actually, Reese. Yeah.
The artwork, actually, I don't know if you guys can see it. The artwork next to it kind of works because it's kind of grimdarked it up a little bit.
That's true.
I kind of like the like I was gonna say the glory shot, but that's not a thing. Like the fluffer shot they've got of it in the actual.
Still feels wrong.
the beta shot, if you will.
It looks better with the tank in the background with a bit of dynamic lighting. Everything does, but it looks a little bit more in place. But
it's taken a lot of the edge off that gold, and the lighter the light colors aren't so bright, which helps a bit. It does
help.
It still feels more like an Ecclesiarchy model than anything else.
Yes.
And I don't dig it.
That's it, isn't it? It
in that artwork, it looks like an over-the-top Inquisitor.
Yeah, or like if you made this like instead of a dude, it's a girl, right? She's a sister of battle. Amazing model, in my opinion. Like if this is a sisters of battle model and it's a battle sister, oh, brilliant. But this just totally misses for me.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to think what our listeners think.
Yeah,
put it in the comments below.
Drive that engagement, folks.
Well, what else has been happening in the wonderful world of Kill Team? Have you guys got any games in lately? I think, Russ, you played a little bit of a tournament last week. We didn't get a chance to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
You had a bit of a humble brag, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Our dirty meta chaser friend.
The Cheese Master General.
What did you play again? What was your team? Was it Compendium Eldar? What was was it?
Yeah, that was it, I think.
Drukhari? I think it might. I forget. I forget what I played, but I'll tell you what happened. I played. The thing is, the problem with it is, as soon as I played Nurgle Legionaries, as soon as Legionaries got announced, because I love Nurgle, I started making a Nurgle team before I knew they were good. By the time it actually took me to finish painting them all, it turns out, again, I didn't even know they were amazing. But I got them all painted, and then it was like, they're really good. And I was like, well, this is actually, I mean, I don't mind this.
That's a likely story. That's a likely story.
I mean, because I've been sending you pictures for years showing you the original
years.
Years.
I've seen no backlog of this. I mean, I've looked back.
But yeah, no, I am a very dirty meta chaser. I went from, although to be fair, last tournament I took all Gene Stealers, so I feel like I was owed one. I was owed at least one tournament where I took a dirty team.
That's fair.
So I took this one, but it was good. It was
to be
all
fair,
into the dark.
And to your credit, Legionaries do have to be piloted well, right? If you pilot them poorly, you're going to lose your models, right? It's a good team, but
I don't know.
I don't know. I always win. Yeah, but I'm saying
I never play poorly. I can't tell you.
I'm saying
that's what I mean.
It's a good team, but it is like it's not. It is. You do have to pilot them well. Like it's not just like, well, you show up and you win. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they're good. I'll tell you that then, because I thought basically it was turn up and you win. In which case I was like, great, okay. It was good. It was all into the dark. It was good. I played Warp Coven in the first game. I generally chose security, and then for the other two games, I ended up. Although obviously I changed out the ones that you can't take on Into the Dark, and I think on the other ones I actually ended up taking Seek and Destroy.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I think I like security mixed in with Seek and Destroy and just hope for the good cards.
But you guys do it that way over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the open TAC ops thing or whatever?
Yeah. In the Americas, we choose our own.
Oh, do you? Oh no, we deal two and then pick one. So you're never sure. You're never 100% sure what you got. But the first one's good.
So just to clarify, so you can select the two archetypes you can take. You can take security and Seek and Destroy, and then mishmash them all together.
Oh no, because it's Into the Dark. You can you got to make a deck of 6. As per the rules, you make a deck of 6 TAC ops, and then you deal 2. You shuffle them, deal 2, so you can put in what you want from the second archetype. So basically, as the rules as written were basically if you get rid of the cards, so security, there's I can't remember what it was. 2 of them, Seize Ground, I think it was. Yeah. Maybe Hold the Line. I think you can't play them in Into the Dark. So you can deal in from your other existing archetypes, which are, for me, it was Seek and Destroy, Security, and obviously Nurgle Legionaries. Legionaries have their own TAC op. So I choose Security and Seek and Destroy. Although someone said that you have to deal in from your own specific, if you've got like Legionary Tactics, but I looked it up and I don't think you actually do, just any available. I would generally choose security and then deal in 2 Seek and Destroy ones that you want, and then
the Legionary TAC ops are really poor. They were bad. So bad.
Yeah, I never had to play one of them. Luckily, I dealt them in once in that first match because he was like, "Oh, you have to play those ones." So I was just like, "Sure, whatever, I'll put them in," but I didn't get them luckily. I was like, whew. So yeah, I didn't have to play him, so I got security instead. But yeah, it was Warp Coven. He played the 3 sorcerers. I'm not sure if you have to always play 3 sorcerers. Man, that AP is tough. AP on everything. You didn't take any Sangors, all rubrics. AP.
Did you get hit with the Warp Flamer at all?
Yes, a couple of times.
Brutal. It'll make you hate your life, dude.
Bad. That was not
flamer.
Fun. Yeah,
and it's like 2/4,
flamer.
like 2/4 damage, lethal 5 or something. Oh my god, it's disgusting.
It's built for Nurgle Legionaries because obviously that mutagenic flesh does nothing.
And it just overwhelms your defense dice as well.
Ooh,
it's just
not fun. But yeah, I managed to get a win on that one. I don't know the missions off by it happened a couple of weeks ago now, so I can't remember the missions. So I managed to win that one, which is fun. It was quite nice. It was felt like a decent match. Felt like I was losing at the beginning, and then I pulled it back at the end.
Now, did they go all Marines like rubrics, or did they go Marines. Zangors?
No,
that's
Zangors
the fun list. Yeah.
The 3 sorcerers with all rubrics, I think is a good way because they're already a reasonably complicated team.
Yeah,
but now
they're better now. After
with the new changes, you kind of just can buddy system and be like, this Marine goes with this sorcerer.
That's what he did, yeah.
Yeah.
So he had the like them buddied up so they could all kind of like buff the specific ones.
They all get the free APL basically, which is really, I really like that because it also simplifies the teams. Zangors are really cool, but it's more models, more things. That to me is the way. The sorcerers are complicated enough.
Yeah.
With all the remembering all the mutagenic things you give them, then their psychic powers, they can be a bit of a mental load, that team.
Yeah, for sure. It was Power Surge. I remember what the mission was now. Power Surge, if that means anything to you. So basically, there's objectives along the middle, and
I just did the rust thing. I want to publicly admit that I just did the rust thing. I went, where I acted like I knew what it was, but in truth, I did not know. I know nothing about it. In truth,
I would have let you go on it too. You were committed. Your acting skills are.
You did well. The second game was against the Intercession squad, and they picked
that's
Rapid.
A tough one.
Yeah, it was Rapid and Durable, which is the reduced critical damage, which feels like a classic one. And he took the Blessed Bolts and the scope. And the Grenadier and the grenade launcher. No tilting shields.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and he had so that was. I felt like I was winning at the beginning. I can't finish the end up to rhyme, but I was winning at the beginning.
Yeah, I felt like I was winning at the beginning and winning at the end. Yeah, that's what
but I lost, my friend. Good game. No, that was a decent one, but it was a real swing at the end. Basically, it's when you march for you 2 objectives in your deployment zone, 2 objectives in their deployment zone, 2 in the middle. 2 in the middle are 1 victory point, and your opponent's deployment zone are 2 victory points. But he just stormed forward and got rid of a lot of my guys early. A mixture between good dice and just good tactics. He pushed through and then ended up getting on the back 2 objectives. So I was probably winning until that point, and then he got on the back 2 objectives, could just sit there, and he got 2 victory points for each. So we got 2 turns of 4 victory points, and it was sort of like oof. And he'd kind of won. I only had 1 guy left at that point, because those guys can just take a hit. They can just take a hit.
Intercession kind of feel like budget custodes, but with a lot more.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're better. And with that durable meant that most of my crit wasn't doing as much damage, and it was sort of I had some good moves. I took 1 flank pretty easily with the Balefire Acolyte, who just blasted a couple of guys. But again, they hung around on those 2-3 wounds that they would have gone.
Staying power.
So I lost the second match, and then my third and final match, because it was only a 3 match, was against whatever the Harlequins team is, the Void something
Dancers?
something Void Dancers.
Yeah,
that's one. It was the same mission. Yes, it was the same mission, and it was a hard. That was a tough match for my opponent. I felt like my team just was a very good counter for Harlequins. So their whole thing is they can race forward, punch in combat, get a hit and a crit, but that wasn't doing enough damage on my guys, because that would be enough to kill someone. And most of my guys could punch back harder. I had 2 plasmas pistols that basically one shot. To be honest, most of my guns just one shot at a Harlequin. And I don't think I lost anyone. I think I just basically stalked forward. I put some guys in rooms, put them on guard. He would open a door, and even with his invulnerable save, I would just kill him. And it was like, oof. And I felt bad. It was like he opened the door with one of his main characters, just like bang. And it was enough, like 2 shots got through out of 4.
It's like, what, 7 or 8
like,
wounds, right?
Yeah, they've only said 8 wounds on the leaders, and I was using a plasma. So it was like, I was just like, oof, dead.
I feel
and then that happened a couple of times, and I was like, then I could just push, and then I didn't mind them hitting me. So they would charge into me, and I was like, I can take a hit, and when I hit back, you're dead in 2 hits with everyone, basically. So it was, I don't think I lost anyone. I think I maxed out everything on that.
Wow.
Apart from one of the secondaries I didn't max out. But that was that's when I thought, okay, Legionaries, I can see why against a team like this specifically, like a high-ish model count, so I get my Overwatch. And I used Indomitable a few times, so my Overwatch wasn't being diminished. Which was, and I was like, oof. And I'm going to use Mutagenic Flesh for free. And then I thought I didn't use any command points in the first turn, so that I had like 4 for the second. So I was just like, hell, Indomitable as well. So and that, I think in that turn is when I killed like a bunch, and it was just like,
I think being able to guard and hit on 3s is just so insane,
super good. I realized how good Indomitable is there. I never used the Butcher, but quite a lot through that game I thought Butcher's a very solid choice. Is it the Butcher? The Legionary Butcher? That's his name?
Yeah, the giant axe.
The big axe, yeah. I thought he was...
Into the Dark especially.
Only Into the Dark. When you open plays too open, but Into the Dark, he can hide behind walls and charge. And I think he's just solid. He's just
then he has that... His engagement range counts as 2 inches, so it's harder for people to get around him. I think he's
really good. I didn't use him, but I brought him along just in case.
Okay, and then I wanted to ask, what was your... default go-to team? Did you take the same list every time? Did you tailor? How did you feel?
No, I took the same list every time.
You're a one list man.
To balance
out your dirty meta chasing.
Well, when you've crafted the perfect list, you don't need to change it.
I didn't even craft the perfect list. I literally just built. I was like, I like the Anointed.
I just took all the best things, guys. I don't know.
That's pretty obvious, guys.
Shrive Talon. Although the Shrive Talon died early in the first game, the Shrive Talon for the second game, even though I lost, felt like a really good model.
Yeah, but always hits first. You know, that objective denial, it's just wild.
Yeah. I had him on guard, which is quite nice. I charged, attacked someone, and then was able to go on guard afterwards. So I got charged, but I was going first. But I did at one point in that second game against the Intercession squad, I thought, if I had because they all bunched up at one point and I was able to charge in. And I was like, if I had the Butcher at this point, this could be absolutely lethal. So I think maybe against a beefier team where I needed to arguably hit more and do more damage against them, like an Intercession squad where they're all, like you say, mini custodies, something that's dealing a lot more punch, like the Plasma Gunner. Like if I'd taken, I don't know who I would drop, but I guess the Heavy Gunner. I don't know who I would drop. The Heavy Gunner arguably in that game didn't do a lot with that 4-5, because obviously with if you're shooting, they're going to get their power armor save, and if they've got durable, the crit's only going to do, so it's like, what, 4-4? So it's not that much. So I think I would probably drop him and take the Butcher, because in combat is where you can get away with dealing solidly a lot of damage. And with that Reap as well, you can hit everyone else if they bunch up. I don't know. I think it's a solid choice in Into the Dark for sure. But it was a great tournament. I really enjoyed it, even though it was Into the Dark, and I hadn't played that much Into the Dark before I went. I think I got 2 games in and then went along. It was really good fun.
It was interesting about the Harlequins too being, for a long time considered the OP. So seeing how a team like that gets hurt.
Not in America.
IT. Oh, really?
Not in America. We kicked those suckers to the curb as soon as they showed up. We were like, not that good. And everybody else was like, whoa, they're amazing. We're like, not that good. Maybe it's because nobody good played them over here. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the opinion was kind of interesting.
Their key rule, I guess, is that movement through and over terrain and all that. And I guess ITD, as you said, neuters that. Like that's their strength. Right. And, ITD, as you said, Russ, they've got to open the doors like everybody else.
Yeah. I think they've got some decent move, like moving over barricades and other operatives is quite decent.
It's still good, but there's so few barricades.
Yeah.
It's just, it's hard to.
They
definitely lose their biggest value piece, which is that basically breaking the fundamental movement rules gets taken out in ITD. So that's it. All of a sudden, they're still a good team. They've still got tricks, but the thing that made many people probably consider them OP or very, very strong is now gone.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Legionaries was a very good counter to them. Sure. I think it would be the same against, like, if I took my Gene Stealers list, which is only Gene Stealers, it would suffer the same thing where it's you got an invulnerable save, sure, but you're not doing enough damage to a Legionary. Exactly. Yeah, not enough damage against a Legionary before he's going to take you out, and then they're going to be shooting twice because there's less of them and shooting so much, and especially if you've got guard. I don't know. I just think Legionaries were a good team, and I really realized it in that last match when I felt like I don't think I played really well. No, that's the thing. That's what I'm going to say. I don't think that I was playing necessarily really well. I don't think I was doing
this
great.
Guy. This son of a gun is lucky to be playing me.
Get him out Keith Campbell and
I was sitting there going,
the cheese rat.
Should I do a VIP come and meet and greet me? Let's go downstairs.
Shut up. Keep talking about your stupid tournament.
I should have charged him.
You should have charged him
250 biggins just to meet.
Shut your mouth, right? You can meet me for free. Anybody, I'll pay you to meet me.
We get it every week for free.
It's not. It's not worth it.
I charge you guys yearly. Continue.
Where was the tournament at, Russ? Is there somewhere we need to shout out some good folks who hosted said tournament?
I would shout out Dan and Ben. I think Dan technically is the TO. Dan D's Nuts. That's his given name.
Dan D's Nuts.
And Ben Pale.
Dan
I think
D. It's nuts. D is his initial,
Yeah.
Dan D. Dan D. is nuts.
People who know him very well call him DD E's Nuts. Because obviously it's Dan D. E's Nuts. And Ben Palin, I think Ben's one of the better players in the Northwest. That would be Ben. I'm going to say
Ben Dover, right?
That's the
name?
one.
Yeah,
and, with D's
Ben
Nuts.
Dover.
Yeah. And Phil McCavity.
Good guy, real good guy. And then Harry, was Harry there?
I don't know this one.
Oh, you don't know Harry?
I don't think I know Harry. Harry Testes.
You don't know Harry Testes? Oh, he's a good guy. He's a good player.
He's a good player. No doubt.
So, did we actually any real
was
people?
Hugh there? Was Hugh there?
Hugh Jass.
Yeah. All Hugh. Yeah. All Hugh Jazzle. Yeah. Jazzle. Yeah. Hugh Jazzle. Yeah.
Hugh Jazzle Jeff.
Yeah.
But no, these are real people. So shout out to just two of those people, which is Dan and Ben. I think Ben listens to the podcast. Other Ben, so apologies.
Shout out to Ben. Apologies. Hey, listen, I had an old
Ben
guy.
to another.
Yeah, from one Ben to another. I said it. It's okay. I can say the Ben Dover thing because I'm a Ben, and so it's okay. Yeah,
you're claiming it.
Yeah.
It wasn't as
we're taking the
place.
Yeah.
It's the Northwest. I guess they kind of. I don't know. The Northwest is kind of. I think it gets a good turnout. There's loads of new people going. They're doing a really good job, and I think they're going to do a larger tournament in Element Games in Stockton soon in December.
Cool.
I'll probably mention it on the pod at some point. I'll hopefully be going. I think they're trying to do an event in November as well. Another Into the Dark one. But yeah, they do semi-regular events. So if you're in the Northwest area, I don't know, Google D's Nuts. Hope that you get Kill Team related content from that, but probably not.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. And did you say what you place? What did you place?
Sixth.
Yeah. Out of how many players?
6.
6
out of 4? Wow, that's good, man. 6 out of 6.
6 out of 5. That's
good. That's really respectable,
that's
dude.
Really good, man.
Great.
I was telling you, I took a picture before the last game was finalized when I was 5th place, and I've got that on my phone still. And I was debating lying and saying I got 5th place, but sadly, no. I've told the truth. I came 6th, but that's still, that was decent. I was quite happy.
Great, man.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Because there were some good players that came out, right?
Yeah, we had 2. I believe he's the best player in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah, he played Scions. You would have been very happy. He was all Scions.
Oh, is that Ryan?
Yes, Ryan Slater.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, Ryan. If you're, I don't know if he listens, but yeah.
Yeah, he
cool.
was a lovely guy. He was very. I have no idea if he knows this podcast. But he was an absolutely
not if he
lovely
wants to
dude.
keep winning kill team tournaments.
Probably not. Probably not. If he had said that, he's like, oh yeah, no, I my favorite podcast is it's not that. It's Killzone. He's a Killzone fan. But he was a really lovely dude. And there was another guy that came up with him from London. I think his name was Mark, and he was running.
Mark Twain.
He was running. Mark Twain. Do you actually know? Is that the actual name? I have no idea.
I said Mark Twain. It's a stupid.
Oh, Mark Twain. Zero.
It was an unfunny
Picture
joke.
that goddamn book he wrote.
Yeah.
No, they were lovely guys, and they came up and they were. Yeah, they won. They came obviously first and second. And then Gellerpox came third, which I thought was quite.
Gellerpox is nasty, guys.
Only one person using it, but I try to watch as much of his game as I could, just because I was interested.
If you don't deal with those Hulks, they will deal with you. Holy crap!
Yeah, that seemed.
And you have like 1.5 turns to deal with him, and it's it's rough.
Yeah, they look good, and there's so many of them. There's little critters, just
little runty dudes.
Yeah.
Curse mites. Yeah, and by the way, my brother Sam played in a 4-player match the other day, and his sludge grub killed the same sludge grub with, I think, has 3 wounds, killed a Custody and killed a Grey Knight in his 4-player game. It was like the same sludge grub.
Nice.
So that was a pretty awesome moment.
That guy needs to be leveled up. Yeah, that guy needs to get a name. Get one of those little name plates for his base.
Yeah. Pretty rad. They have an AP1 like flamer on them. It's a bad flamer, but it's AP1, and so he was able to finish them off. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Jeez. Speaking of contests of flaming people, is it that time, Russ?
Oh no!
Is it that time?
No, guys.
Is everyone ready?
No, I honestly, I'm not just like playing this up for the show. Like, I am not mentally, emotionally, or like even spiritually ready for this. Like finale. I'm not ready for this.
I lost sleep last week. I genuinely thought, not last week, the week before, sorry. I came in like, it's over. Like, I've just got to do a layup and I'm putting it out of reach from Ben. I didn't think we were going to this kind of sudden death nonsense. And I
couldn't have worked out better if we scripted it or something.
I'm filthy about it because I was ready. I had a speech.
Really?
Yeah, ready to go. Yeah, I was going to thank some people.
I hope you have it ready because you might have to use it today.
I was going to say someone the king, and now here I am again with a chance to lose it all, just as much as I can win it all.
So should we do some opening remarks maybe before we jump in? What do you think, Russ? This is your show. I should defer to you.
No, please. Like this is that moment where you both walk to the ring. You one of you's got the mic and the music, the music.
No, I just want to say, I just want to say this has been a great season. I feel like we could not have had a better first season if we had tried, and I feel like we barely tried. And
that's fair.
And so that's a good. Yeah, at least I did. I know Russ, you did the hard work. Reese, what an opponent you have been, my friend. And I'm here at the finale. I feel like I truly do feel like the underdog in this situation, even though I know that I'm interested to know the stats on who was champion for longest, because it really changed hands so many times. But I do really feel like I'm the underdog here. I feel like I'm here undeservingly, but I'm here nonetheless. And shake your hand from all the way across the internet, Reese. Good luck. And no matter what happens, buds till the end, unless you win, and then I will hate you.
In a weird way, I always knew it was going to end this way with you two.
In blood.
I just felt it was going to happen. It was going to be between one of you guys. It was going to be victorious.
You knew that one of us would win.
Yeah, I knew that one of you would win, which is why last week was quite disappointing, because obviously no one won.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago now. Yeah. So
Russ has been playing us off against each other all this time. He thought finally coming to a head.
This is the long game. Game here. So I'm not going to keep score here. Basically,
is this sudden death?
Whoever wins.
Oh,
Whoever wins today's show wins, and there's no half points.
Oh,
there's just whoever gets it.
That's good. Ben can't steal my half points.
Yeah. Well, there's no point adding the half points up. It's a tie. So
I feel personally attacked, then, Russ.
I feel like that is. Attack.
I feel personally attacked. I have very specific tactics that have gotten me this far, and I feel like you just ripped the rug out from underneath me.
Well, it can't be half points anymore.
No, I agree. That makes total sense.
So I do have. We'll see how it goes. I do have maybe one trick still left up my sleeve.
Oh,
what?
If what? You know what I mean.
It's not really a trick, but we'll see how it goes. So, shall we get into the season finale?
Yes,
Reese, I never thought we'd get that. Honestly, when it first started, I think it was episode 3. Where the first time we featured the segment of Legions of Rust that would be here, episode 16, doing the season finale.
All those years.
Yeah, pretty wild.
All those years ago. God, it's not been any time at all, has it?
Reese, do you have any? No, we're way over sentimentalizing it, but I love it. Reese, do you have any opening words before we do Mortal Kombat?
First, you'd hear this. Before we get done for copyright.
That was instantly demonetized.
That was just my entrance music. Sorry.
And no one's sexy.
Sexy boy. No, I would like to thank Russ for the hard work. This has been enthralling. This game show, we've joked about it many times. It's true. It could be its own podcast of just Legions of Russ. It could be its own show. Luckily, Ben and I just get to tack on to that each week. So thank you, Russ, for the effort.
The real heart of the show, yeah.
Yes, if you will. The spine. Ben, you've been a worthy opponent, but I can't wait to bathe in your blood. So best of luck to me. Let's do it.
I love it.
Gentlemen, for the last time, although thrice, play it over.
Good luck to us. We'll only say this once. It's finally time for Legions of Rust.
Okay, we're back in. It is Legions of Rust season.
That was me.
1 finale.
I wrote that and performed that. If I lose, nobody can take that from me.
No one can take that.
I think it's like you're taking it back.
If I lose, I'm revoking. Yeah.
From now on, if Reese wins, it'll just be Ben's book club leading us into Legions of Rust. It'll make no sense. So, if you're joining us here for the very first time in the finale,
you're like,
go back and listen.
I guess why the hell not? You do you, son. You only live once. YOLO, Roffle, Lamau. So here we are. 2 titans of guessery stand before us here. The HBK, the man, the myth, Reese, the salmon. Reese,
looking
the
like a true
salmon.
Wrestler.
Yeah, you look like a wrestler.
You kind of look like, do you know Rick Stein? You look like one of the Steiner brothers.
The Steiners.
Yeah.
The Stein stash,
what was
bro.
his, didn't he have that weird cousin Bubba or something like Stein? I don't know what it was. You could be like, you definitely look like a Bubba. That's a Bubba stash.
Bubba Steiner.
And we've got
Bubba Bogan Steiner.
Bogan. We've got Ben the Power. Bam Bam Bigelow Campbell. Tennis soup, Campbell's soup. It's good for you. It's hearty. And he's going to open a can of Campbell's pass soup.
Good for your bones,
Reese
and so am I.
Right about now. So let's run over it. Basically, it's going to be Legions of Rust. We're looking at chapters of Space Marines. Is a cryptic clue-style riddle that reveals the name of a well-known or a most likely unknown chapter from the Space Marines lore. If you guess without any follow-up clues, you get 2 points. If you get a half point, if you get like a half guess, you get half a point. And if it goes into clues and you get basically 1 point for a clue. But as it's a finale, None of that really matters now. There's not going to be any half clues. Whoever wins, whoever gets it fully correct in this season finale will win.
So it's just one. Just one.
I do have two.
What circumstances would there be that take us to two?
Yeah, how the hell could
it depends on how upset you get with me after the first one.
Whoa.
Basically.
Reese, scimitars.
Guys,
that would be amazing.
Don't start this.
That would be
amazing. Guys, it's a good guess. I'm not even joking anymore. It's a good guess. Scimitars is Scimitars, that's a great guess. I mean that from my soul. That's a good guess.
Coming from
I need someone to believe me.
Reese is Russ and Russ is Reese. That was a decent guess. I give him that.
Mouthfeel.
I give him that.
Mouthfeel. They're mouth cousins, as we say. Mouth cousins, as a friend of the show introduced us to.
They are, those words together make the most webbed-feeted chapter ever. That's how mouth cousinly they are.
I believe you mean web-footed.
The Targaryen.
And Reese is the winner of the season. Okay, so if you're guessing at home on transit as...
sorry. I thought I won.
So if you...
Don't get me excited.
I like how he's ready. He's got a soundboard ready. So if you're on transport, you're traveling, you're playing at home, to guess along, your name is your buzzer. Scream your name out. Only a guess after you have said your name will count. This is important because this is what it's going to come down to, guys. So we have one, potentially two.
Oh gosh, my
the
heart
first
is
one may or may
faster.
not be a gimme, but Ben, are you ready?
No, I'm not ready. I'm so not ready.
Perfect. Reese, are you ready?
Panicking a lot.
Yes. This is the place where Legions of Rust lives. Okay, people at home, are you ready?
What if I had a heart attack right now on camera?
That
would count as a forfeit.
Never mind.
Reese,
keep on ticking, buddy. Keep on ticking. It's like pumping my heart.
As the darkness closed in, you just hear my theme song playing.
I think I'm cute.
No.
Okay. Here we go. We're into it now. This is going to be 2 words. There's no words in between. 2 words is all you need. A fantasy fallen elf and a big fan of Trent Reznor's band is an absolute unit. For example, he likes that happy school club that do all the music and dancing, but think more than one club. A fantasy fallen elf and a big fan of Trent Reznor's band is an absolute unit. For example, he likes that happy school club that do all the music and dancing, but think of it more as 2 clubs, more than 1 club. 2 words. The first word is a fantasy fallen elf and a big fan of Trent Reznor's band is an absolute unit. That's the first word. The second word is, for example, he likes that happy school club that do all the music and dancing, but think more than 1 club.
Reese.
Yep.
Soaring Angels?
Ooh, it's not correct.
Either parts?
I'm going to... Pardon, sorry?
Either of the...
Ooh, what?
None were right.
None? Okay.
None were right. You were very close, but not quite. I'm going to say that this is probably one of the most famous chapters that we've had on. Relatively. A fantasy fallen elf and a big fan of Trent Reznor's band is an absolute unit. For example, he likes that happy school club that do all the music and dancing, but think more than 1 club. Are we into clues? I guess it doesn't really matter.
I guess it doesn't really matter, yeah.
Yeah, so do you want me to go into clues? So, a fantasy fallen elf, a dark elf, if you will. Another word for a dark elf. Yeah.
Reese.
Oh no.
Drowning Eggles.
Yes. That was the gimme.
What?
I'm gonna level it up and say you're correct, but that is not the official one. Ben can relax. That was a freebie. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I'm sorry, Reese. The reason we have a second is because that was for the fans back at home. Drowning Eggles are now officially a chapter.
This is crazy.
They have been recognized by Legions of Russ. They are the most recently founded chapter of Space Marine. They were founded in 2022 by us. That's right.
Number one, I love that. Number two, Reese, you've been on a roller coaster, my friend.
Yeah.
These past couple weeks.
I'm sorry, Reese. I know, yeah.
Like,
I apologize.
I'm speechless, Russ. You've just ripped it away from me.
I feel bad. I thought maybe you would get that sooner. And if it takes ages, I might just say that's the only one. But since you got it pretty quickly, I'll do the actual final one.
If Ben wins now, I am
know. I feel
on my way to burning down Nottingham. I'm swinging by your joint.
Wow, Drowning Eggles.
You will always have the moral victory, Reese, even if you don't get the actual victory. So this is the genuine one. No turning back now.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard that before.
This is honestly, this guy. I wrote this down. This is going to be a quick one. I feel.
Oh no.
This is
That's
why
what
I
she
get.
said.
None of them are quick for me, Russ.
Well, this is why I thought I would do a precursor one to get you guys in the mood, to get you to get the brains
Black
pumping.
Rock
Yeah,
Yacht
exactly.
Club.
Yeah. So this is going to be a quicker one. This is a very succinct clue. It's not
How many
salamanders,
words?
Ben. Before you guess,
Okay. How many words?
one word.
Oh, these are tougher. In my opinion, these are tougher.
Are we ready? Let's play it over one more time. One final time for season 1, baby.
For old time's sake.
Good luck to us. We'll only say this once. It's finally time for Legions of Russ.
And we're back in. This is the final. This is the final. This is the final. Ben, are you ready?
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing. Reese, should we do this thing?
I was ready. And
Legit?
now I'm spent.
Bum, 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 bum. Just, no joke. My heart is going bum, 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 bum. That's how quick my heart is beating right now. No joke.
Hands in.
And Reese doesn't have a pulse. Yeah.
No.
Reese is cool.
I checked my mustache.
Ice cold. Okay.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's joined in with Legions of Russ in the comments. It's been so cool to see everyone getting involved. I'm gonna shout out Gaston, because he always gets them. Gaston.
He's got a good brain for it, man.
He's got a good brain for it. Here we go. The finale. Write this down. Yourself on a camping trip. It is a short one. That is also what she said, Reese. That is it. Write this down. Yourself on a camping trip.
Ben?
Yes?
Ben? The mutants? The mutants?
The mutants.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Listen. Okay. I just had to go for it. All right, man. I just had to shoot from the hip. Okay.
It's not bad. But as soon as I repeated it, you were just like, okay.
I'll take it back.
It's not the mutants, but I can understand. I can understand how you got there. I can understand how you got there, Ben. It's not a bad guess.
For old time's sake, say it again slower.
Write this down. Yourself on a camping trip. Write this down. Yourself on a camping trip. Write this down. Yourself on a camping trip. It is one word. We're looking for a Space Marine chapter.
On a camping trip. Is it going to be some English version of camping trip?
I don't think so. I think this is a universal.
Okay.
Write this down.
Specifically Floridian to help out Ben.
Ah, thank you, sir.
No worries.
The meth tints?
Methamphetamine ents. Oh, yeah, you were so close, though.
I've got very little.
This is a tough one.
Out there. Write this down yourself on a camping trip. I guess we can move into clues. I'm loath to do this because I don't want to give a clue that someone gets, and I'm like, oh no, I'm
going to shoot from the hip again.
You know that's how clues work, right?
I'm going to shoot from the hip again. Ben. I'm just thinking of weird 40K things.
Oh God.
The Testaments.
It's not, but yeah, I mean, these are all solid guesses. That's a solid guess. It's one of those things where you're just kind of basically plugging into the old name generator and being like, what? So let's go into clues. I feel like this is going to be fastest finger on triggers here. This is the quick and the dead here. So I'm gonna go for the start where I think we're gonna get this clue more than okay. Write this down. What would you use?
Ben.
Reese.
Ben got there first. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't think I have it. The Penance.
Oh, no.
Reese. Penitence.
Oh, Reese gets penitence. Oh. That is it. The Penitence.
Wow.
Oh, Ben, you had it.
Wow.
Do you know what? Do you know
so
the difference?
Close.
Do you know what gave it to me? This is Ben. You actually helped me in that one because you
lawnmower this.
With I cut your lunch. The tense. Yeah, you when you said tense,
you were giving.
That's
tense,
what I didn't have at the end, and then I was like, I put that. So you
so
after
close.
a whole season of mowing my lawn, I've returned the favor.
You reap what you sow. I can't argue that. Can't argue that.
For the last time,
as I always say, boys, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
You live by the grass cut, you die by the grass cut. Ben, thank you.
Penitence.
As much as I'd love to write, that was what an ending.
Again, came down to, as close as possible. Came down to like a syllable. Wow.
I think I got stitched up by the delay, but I'm not going to bring that up. My internet's very far away.
Champion, season 1 champion Reese. Oh my goodness.
Well, I'll give you a little bit about the Penitence first, but there is nothing. There's nothing about the Penitence. Nothing is known about these guys. You know what? It's one of those ones. There's nothing. They've got a very cool. They've got a very cool color scheme. It's basically black with white gloves. They kind of look like Michael Jackson gloves going on, and they've got red shoulder guards. And it's quite a symmetrical color scheme because they've got their squad markings on their knees, and their their
chapter badge on both shoulders, huh?
Yeah, and it's an angel holding a sword. It's kneeling. It's kind of penitent. As it kneels.
Oh, I see. That's a cool chapter thing, though.
It's quite cool. I like the scheme. But congratulations, Reese. The Heartbreak Kid
Congrats.
is the winner of season 1.
Wow. I can't wait to tell my mum.
Finally,
Reese,
she can be proud.
Speech.
I'd like to. I think there's been at least 2 people in the comments who have supported me over Ben. I'd like to thank them.
You've been out there alone. You really have.
I've been on the island, guys, and I don't just in Australia. I mean, The fandom is much lower. I understand I've been up against the king, but the king is dead, ladies and gentlemen.
Long live the new king.
The thunder from down under has come and shaken up the world, baby. Bring on season 2, because that was unreal.
Wow. The champ, season 1 champ. Congrats. All I can say is congrats. If I had to lose to any opponent that I regularly play this game against,
it would be you.
It would have to be you. So kudos, my friend. If I had to choose any one of my weekly opponents, it would you every time, man. You every time.
I see that other guy for season 2. I can't wait to put the belt back on the line and start again, because that did actually get my heart rate moving. I was trying to play it cool, but I was shaken up on the inside.
Oh, so close. Wow. What a finale.
This has been a roller coaster.
Wow. A real roller coaster.
I feel like Ben started off with, I feel like Ben might have had the championship for longer. But
I think I might have been holding it
most
longer.
recently. Yeah,
and basically at the end, which matters.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
The closer.
Yeah, the closer.
Wow. So, man, what a nail biter. And we wouldn't want it any other way.
Exactly. Let's play it out for one
Except for me. I would have preferred a landslide, but that's here nor there. Yeah. That's neither here nor there. So,
play it out before it gets to bring the whole thing into disrepute.
Actually.
Good luck to us. We'll only say this once. It's finally time for Legions of Russ.
Oh gosh, it felt good to get that tirade off my chest.
Yeah,
and
that was poison.
Those
I just had to. I'm glad
poison.
the fans won't hear that. But Reese, I meant every word. I meant
there was some real venom in it. There was some real venom.
Intentional. I've been sitting on that for a while. So
just brewing on the inside.
Yeah.
Well,
congrats again. Congrats to Reese and congrats to Russ for doing this every week. Boy, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What you got there, buddy? Let's take a look. Don't be scared, it's just your new favorite book. Ben's Book Club.
Well, one thing we've got to talk about, we were on a bit of a tighter timeline tonight, so I think we'll shift our discussion of book club, because technically, depending on which time zone you're in,
we just don't have time to talk about it today. And
I know
I don't know about you guys,
real quick about it.
Yeah,
so.
It's great. I've definitely finished it. Yeah, I finished it. I actually just listened to the finale the other day, and wow, that twist at the end, I didn't see it coming. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah,
but they were leading up to it all the way from the beginning.
Yes, I thought
if you got at least 20 minutes in, I feel like it was
telegraphed.
I'm not that smart. I missed it. I missed the whole subtext. I'm a real doofus. And so, all this orc talk just right over my head. Yeah, that's a twist. I didn't see it coming. I read it backwards. I read backwards to front.
You're used to reading manga, so you start on the last page.
Yeah, so it's a classic Ben blunder. But but that's what I thought.
You really bend it up, huh?
Yeah, really bend that one up. What about you guys?
Look, I'm going to save it for next week. I'm going to give, because obviously, I want to have an in-depth, thorough, deep dive.
Yeah.
I've got some thoughts. I must admit, this book's changed my opinion, I will say.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
I went on a bit of a roller coaster with it, like our Legions of the Rust finale, where I started not really enjoying it. It took me a while. It took me longer. Like, when you get a book and you're like, when you're reading it for no reason other than enjoyment, and you doesn't grip you, and then you're like, well, I'm going to put it down and read something else. I think I would have done that with this, which is a controversial statement, seeing as having got to the end of it, I really enjoy. I think, I think I've said that maybe I just don't like reading. I said that about the last book where I started reading it, and as soon as I got to the first ending of the short story, I was like, oh, this is rubbish. But because I knew I had to read it, I continued, and because I continued, I ended up enjoying it. I think the same thing is the first Orky book I read, and that somewhat put me off in a weird way. I think I take my sci-fi quite seriously, and the orcs are typically not the most serious of faction in the 40k universe. They've always felt a little bit out of place for me in a weird way. Like, I love the models. I love how they play. I love everything about them, but I've never felt the need to read their lore. I don't know why. I think when I was younger, I loved the lore, but like I've never read a book about them from their perspective. And I never felt the need to, which is weird. I was just like, I love what I think the orcs are. I don't need to know what the writers make the orcs, because that might hurt my feeling of the orc. Yeah.
Sometimes alien concepts should remain that way. Sometimes it's like, like it's when you sometimes dive into the mindset of something that's not necessarily meant to be human, it can kind of, it's like seeing the monster in a scary film. It takes away
it's like the whole Joker
brain.
Thing. Yeah, it's like the Joker. Like when you give the Joker a backstory and give him a name, and it takes away from what makes him so special. Yeah,
I think it's a mystery.
Mm-hmm. To put it in context, it's almost like when you read a book and you love a book, and then you see the film of the book, and you're like, "That's not how I imagined that character." Like that's weird. I felt like almost that, because I used to collect an orc army in like 2nd edition, so I loved it, and I had all like cool models, and I loved all the characters. I had the original Ghazghkull, actually, the original model, the original Makari. So I loved all of that, and then I was just like, "Ooh, I don't know if I want to." Like in my mind, I think I know what he is, but at the end of it, I really enjoyed it. I was thoroughly engaged by the end, but it did take me on a journey, which we'll discuss in more detail. Potentially next week. Yes.
I'm very excited. I'm excited to talk about it because it definitely. Yeah, I think there's a little bit to unpack, and I think we all feel different, similar. There'll be some interesting stuff to talk about, but we'll save it. Now, Russ, you do have a review, possibly.
Yes, we have a review. We're going to read. This is from Zippy Average Joe, who I believe is Average Joe potentially in the comic, unless there's 2 Average Joes. To be fair, based on the name, there should be a lot of them.
You think so?
But who knows?
This is just the Zippy equivalent.
He's the quickest. He's the quickest variant, of them.
Yeah.
So, this is a 5-star review, and as always, if you leave us a 5-star review on wherever you can leave 5-star reviews, we shall read it out on the pod. I was going to say live, but this is not live. It's technically not live. But I'm reading it now live, and I am live.
Feels live.
Feels live to me.
It's always live somewhere.
It's live.
Am I right?
It's always live somewhere. Drink them if you got them. So, stop reading these reviews and go listen to it now. It's a strong title. I'm just going to put it out there as far as titles goes.
Coming in hot, and we're here for it.
End.
That's it. That's all he's written. I think, when he was writing, he got to the title and he thought, can I say anything more than this? I started strong and I'm going to end strong, which is where I started. No, he continues. If you're actually reading this, you're doing this wrong. A fantastic show with 3 dudes from across the world hanging out and sometimes talking about Kill Team, for better or worse, guaranteed to paint a smile on your face. I look forward to each episode drop my priority podcast. And that is Zippy Average Joe.
That's so
Priority
sweet.
Podcast. That is very sweet, yeah.
Also contender for a new name for the podcast.
I was going to say, that's a good name. If someone's thinking about making a podcast, it doesn't actually even matter what it's about. No. You just call it Priority
Podcast.
Yeah. We're trying to listen to the priority one, obviously. So we
sounds important. Get that on the list. That's cool. It hasn't said it there. I'm going to infer from that we are his favorite podcast. And that is all I've ever wanted. I mean, like, if you've ever been in a band, I've never thought it would ever be good, but I was like, if I could be someone's favorite band, that would be enough for me.
That's really special.
And that is, if that is, I'm going to infer, because he can't talk back. What's that?
Obviously.
We are indeed his favorite podcast, his priority podcast.
Joe,
and that gets me in the cockles.
And right, he's getting a tattoo, and we appreciate it.
Got a couple of Joes who are like pretty important to this podcast, man, to the life of the podcast. We got Speedy Joe, we got my coach Joe, we got Miku Sheep Joe. There's a bunch of Joes that make this show. We love our Joes.
Yeah, Joey Joe. Well, that brings us to the end.
What was that?
It's from The Simpsons. Joey Jojo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really?
I didn't know.
Yeah, where he's like, what's your name? He's like, Joey Jojo. And he's like, what kind of a stupid name is that? And then the guy runs out. And Barney's like, no, Joey Jojo. No.
I don't know it, but that was so funny, your reenactment of it, that I feel like I totally get it now. I feel like you nailed it.
I think I'm at the end of the show.
No, that's the most fitting KTC ending possible.
Joey Jojo.
I got so close to the end, I'm just shit
guys?
the bed.
Right? Yeah. I think I'm a little bit too, like, I watched some of The Simpsons, but I think I missed it a little bit.
Too young.
Yeah. I mean, Simpsons are great, but I was thinking, a bit young for it. Not like these old
in the
farts
meantime,
over here.
we've got another. We have another. Review.
Another one.
Yeah.
Please save me. Please save me.
Should we let Reese read it out since he's the champion of Kill Team Casuals?
Is that your
Legions
prize?
of Russ?
Is that my prize?
I think that should be the prize.
There's no actual prize, so is this your prize?
I assumed I was getting flown to the KTO. That's what I assumed the prize was.
It's Ben's personal prize.
Yeah, on my dime. Yeah.
Unlucky Ben. Yeah. What was the reverse? I'll fly you to the KT Open in your own country. All right, Russ. Where is this review for me to read?
Shall I send it to the chat?
Please.
Probably the best way to do it. This is good live podcasting.
This will be good.
I'm glad we're ending season
I'm not even
one.
going to cut this.
This on such a high note.
Yeah.
Leave it to me to really bend things up. I know.
All right. Well, here we go. This is from Chris Tur87. Thank you, Chris. These guys are the S tier of Kill Team content creators. The pod regularly has me laughing out loud and once made me say a Space Marine chapter out loud on a busy train station, which is exactly what we love to hear.
My life goals are now complete. That's all I'm saying. They were low, but I got them done.
They're very entertaining, and the guys sometimes remember to talk about Kill Team.
There it is.
Sometimes. The nerds want more, Ben. Write that down. The nerds
The dirty
want
nerds.
more.
The beloved nerds.
And my favorite part of this, P.S. Russ is a dirty meta chaser.
100%. 100%.
Yep.
Getting called out in the comments.
Oh, jeez. So thank you, Chris. That is fantastic.
Thank you, Chris. What a legend.
That is. You've managed to bring us back around to a better end to the podcast here. Make sure if you got to the end of the episode, chuck Finn in the comments if you're watching us here on YouTube. Get your make sure you're chucking in all your reviews, 5 stars. They get read out.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted after this episode. This is going to be a short one. But
if you really love the podcast and just want to say thanks and throw chuck a few bucks in the tip jar, we do have a Patreon where with a couple of tiers, and then going all the way up to you could be a Legionary of Russ. We currently have 2 of them. One's been on, and Reese really rudely stepped all over them, I thought. And
that was a bit much.
It was a bit not good. And then we have Adrian, who is yet to come on, and he's a good dude. And so you could support, or just the best way to support is to watch and listen to these. But if you want to go that extra step, we also do have the Patreon if you're interested.
That's it. Nailed it. All right. Well, let's go hit the showers, lads. Another episode in the books. I was going to say play us up over. Do we have outro music?
I think you can. I think you can do it. You can do whatever you want as the winner. I think you can just play whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
If you've made it to the end of the episode, thank you so much for listening, and a huge thanks from us goes out to our patrons. You know who you are, you're all legends. Kill Team Ken, Roscoe88, Justin Kung, TS Freebooter, Vulture B, Average Joe 27, Kill Team Cascadia, Craig F. Lincoln, George, Alan Chapman, Hillux, Swanky Mofo, Stooge Co, Admiral Rudy, Mr. Zealous, Michael Richards, Gordon Ballantyne, Dave B, G, Io Adrian, Storm Owl, Derek Go, Lee Mathers, Brady, and Christopher the Leper. Thank you all so very much, and we'll see you in the next episode.